everyone. So in last video, we studied how to multiply two integers, right? In today's video, we will see the properties of multiplication of integers, right? So here we go. Yes, in addition and subtraction, you have seen that yes, for addition and subtraction, closure property was satisfied, right? It means for addition and subtraction, integer was closed, right? But if we see commutative property, if we see associative property, right? For those properties were satisfied by the addition of integers only, not by the subtraction of integers. So now same properties we will check for multiplication of integers. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, first is closure property. What is closure property? If there are two integers and if we multiply them, the product should be integer, right? So given any two integer a and b, a into b is also an integer. This is closure property. Now you can take any two integer, like for example, I'm taking -2 and 3. If I multiply them, 2, negative, 3, positive. So minus into plus will be minus. 2 into 3 is 6. Minus 6, again minus 6 is an integer, right? So what we can say that yes, integers are closed for multiplication, right? So integers are closed for multiplication. It means what? It means it is satisfying the closure property. Clear? Now second is commutative property. Now commutative property, what is commutative property? Commutative property means simply need to change the order. Okay, if A into B we were doing, then we have to do B into A. That's it. A into B, B into A. What we are doing, we are simply changing the order. That is commutative property. So for example, here only if we see these two numbers, -2 and 3. So we multiplied -2 and 3, we got -6. If I multiply 3 into -2, then what I will get? 3 is positive, 2 is negative, right? So positive into negative will be negative, and 3 2s are 6. This one is also -6. It means whether I write A into B or I write B into A, the answer will be same, where A and B are two integers, right? So the answer will be same. If answer will be same, then what we can say? We can say yes, integers are commutative for multiplication, or multiplication of integer is commutative. Clear? Now next comes associative property. What is associative property? In commutative property, we have taken two number and we just change their places. In associative property, we change the order. It means we change basically the bracket, so that then we change the order. Okay, so now let's see how. So let's take three number, -2, -7 and 10. What associative property says, if we have three integers a, b and c. Now suppose first we are multiplying a and b and then we are multiplying by c, or first we are multiplying b and c and then we are multiplying it by a. So both should be same. Now order has been changed. Here you are first multiplying a into b, here you are multiplying b into c, right? But still you will get the same answer. If it is true, we can say multiplication of integer is associative, right? Let's prove this. So our integers are -2, -7 and 10. Okay, so -2 into -7. I'll put bracket to avoid confusion. Multiply by 10. Okay, so let's solve this. And then we will take -2 multiply by, now bracket, -7 into 10. Okay. Yes. Now here -2 into -7. Minus into minus will be plus. 2 into 7 is 14 into 10. 10 is also positive. 14 is also positive. So answer will be positive. 14 tens are 140. Now here -2 multiply by. Now -7 into +10. Minus into plus will be -7 tens are 70. Right? Now this is also negative. This is also negative. So minus into minus will be plus, and 2 into 70 is what? 140. So plus 140 plus 140. It means these two are equal. It means this condition is true. If this condition is true, we can say that multiplication of integer is associative. Okay. Now next comes multiplication by 0. Right? So when you multiply any number by 0, okay, let's take A as any number. Well, if you multiply it by 0, what you will get? You will get 0. Okay, or if you multiply 0 by any number, you will get 0. So as you have seen in addition, that if we are if we were adding 0, right, then we were getting the same number. So there 0 was additive identity, and here it is simply multiplication by 0, or we call it 0 property also. If we multiply any integer by 0, you will get answer as 0. Okay. Now multiplication by 1. If you multiply any number by 1, okay, or 1 by any number, you will get the same number. If you are getting the same number, then what we call it? We call it identity. And it is for in case of multiplication. So we call it multiplicative identity. Right? So 1 is known as the multiplicative identity of integer. You can take any number. For example, I'm taking minus 63. If I multiply it by 1, what I will get? I will get minus 63 only. Right? So by 1, if we multiply any integer, we will get the same number. So that is why this one is known as multiplicative identity. So till now we have studied two identity. One multiplicative identity, second additive identity. What is additive identity? Additive identity means when we add something to a number, we should get the same number. It means if we add 0 to a number, we are getting the same number. So 0 is additive identity. Now multiplicative identity means if we are multiplying any number by 1, we are getting the same number. So 1 is known as multiplicative identity. Right? Yes. Now next comes distributive properties. Now distributive properties, as from the name only it's clear. We have to distribute something. Okay? We have to distribute something. Now this distribution, what we will distribute? We will distribute the multiplication. Okay? So we'll distribute this multiplication over addition also and over subtraction also. Right? So now let's see how we distribute this one. Okay? So if suppose A, B, and C, these three are integers, any integer, okay? Then what we will do, how we will distribute, then A multiplied by B plus C can be written as, now we are distributing this multiplication over addition. Okay, so how we will do? We'll take A with B, A multiplied by B, then plus sign. Now we'll take A with C, A multiplied by C. So this is called basically distributive property. If instead of plus, if it is minus, then the same thing, A with B, A multiplied by B. Now we have negative sign, A with C, A multiplied by C, right? So this is called basically distributive property. Now let's take few examples and then we will prove it, okay? Fine. So now basically see this distributive property, how we use this distributive property we use to simplify our calculation. Okay, to simplify the calculations or to make our calculation very easy. So how we will do? Like now, suppose example, you got a question minus 12 multiplied by 19. Okay. Now when you multiply 12 by 19, it will take time. But what we can do? We can write it as minus 12. Multiply by this 19 can be written as 20 minus 1. Right? Now see, distribution of multiplication over subtraction. So this minus 12 with 20. So we'll take minus 12 multiplied by 20. Now you have minus sign, minus, again minus 12 multiplied by 1. Okay. So this 12 is negative, 20 is positive. So minus into plus will be minus. 12 twos are 24. So 12 20s are 240, negative 240. Right? Now minus into plus 1. When we will do this minus into 1, that plus 1. So minus, this minus, I'm writing this one. Now this one, I'm again writing bracket. Why? Because again it will come negative. So negative into positive will come negative. 12 ones are 12. Okay. Now this 12 has two signs together, negative and negative. If both the sign are same, it will be converted into plus. So minus 240 plus 12. Now it is easy to add or subtract, right? So now minus 240 plus 12. One is negative, another one is positive. If we have two number with different sign, it means what we are going to do, we will subtract them, and then we will write the sign of the greater absolute value. Okay, so let's write. Now, minus 240 plus 12. So we'll subtract 240 minus 12. When you will do, you will get 228. Now 240 and 12, which one is greater? 240. What sign 240 has? Negative. So it will be minus 228, right? It will be what? It will be minus 228. So whenever you multiply minus 12 by 19, you will get minus 228, right? It's very easy. Similarly, now let's suppose instead of 19, if I'm opening, okay. Now, suppose the question is, see, minus 12 multiplied by 22. Okay, then this 22 can be written as 20 plus 2. Again, we will distribute this negatives, multiplication sign. This is another example. Okay, this one is example 2. Now we are distributing this multiplication over addition. How we will distribute? Minus 12 with 20. So minus 12 into 20. Now this plus sign, minus 12 with 2. Okay. So minus 12 into 2. Now this minus 12 into positive 20. Minus into plus will be what? Minus. 12 to the 24. So 12 20 is a 240. Now plus. Here, minus 12 into plus 2. Minus into plus will be minus 12 to the 24, right? Now, this 24 has two signs together, plus and minus. So, what we will do? We will make one sign only, right? So, as these both are opposite signs, we will convert it into negative sign, okay? So, minus 240, minus 24. Now, as 240 and 24 both are of same sign says you need to add. And when you will add 240 and 24, you will get 264. And 240 is the greater number which has sign negative. So it will be minus 264. It means minus 12 into 22, you will get minus 264. Clear? How we use distributive property to make our calculation easy. I hope it's clear to you. Okay. Yes. So now that's all in properties of multiplication of integers. In next exercise, in next video, we will solve questions based on this. Till then, bye-bye. Take care and do revise.